All right, here is the next lesson in learning who you are around food. Now, we've already done the Hunger Games, and I really hope you've been trying that out, getting to grips with the idea of identifying what hungry means to you when you're full or when you're hungry. And I hope you're starting to identify some patterns that show you when is the right time to eat for you. Remember, there's no such thing as the right or wrong amount of meals to eat a day. There's no such thing as the right or wrong time to eat a day, just the right or wrong number of meals or time of day for you and your body. This is how you are going to develop your own unique blueprint and such a detailed understanding of yourself that nobody will ever be able to tell you what you could, should, or must be doing again. All right. So let us continue with this, and we'll talk about the emotional eating journal. This is another thing that I just kind of fell into instinctively when I was losing all of my weight. I started paying attention. This is the key. I'll keep saying this. I started paying attention. I placed my attention on what I was doing around food, what I was eating, how I was feeling emotionally and physically. In other words, I was raising the concept of food and what it was doing to me and what I was doing around food. I was raising the awareness of food in my life. And this is what you need to do too. Okay, so Hunger Games is part of it. And now we'll do the emotional eating journal. And a lot of the times when we overeat or we find ourselves unexpectedly eating that muffin or a chocolate or something, it's because we're bored. So by paying attention to the emotions that you're experiencing at the time you are eating, you'll start learning whether you're eating deliberately and consciously, or there's something else going on. There's something in your environment, or you're just not paying attention. Okay, so another way to do this, of course, is journal. And again, very, very simple. However again, if you want this template, I can send it to you. Just drop me a message on Facebook or something like that. Very, very simple format. You just record the time of your meal, what you ate or drank, and then what you were feeling emotionally. All right. Did it make you feel guilty? Did it make you feel happy? Did you feel satisfied? Or were you still craving something? Were you stressed or anxious at the time? Was there something causing you some sort of distress? Were you avoiding something? Were you procrastinating? So these are the sorts of things we want to pay attention to. What's the emotion that you're associating with that food? And once you've done a couple of days of this, you might even start to identify particular foods that are either triggered by a particular emotion. So you might identify that an emotion, you're feeling an emotion, and then you go and eat a certain food. It could be that other emotions are triggered by a certain food. So you eat the food and then you experience the emotion. So these are the patterns that we're looking for when we do the emotional eating journal. And then if you catch yourself either doing the emotion and you think, well, that might lead to me eating that food that I don't want to eat, then you can stop it before it happens. Similarly, if you just find yourself wandering along by the vending machine or the charity chocolate box and you've just grabbed the Freddo Frog, remember what emotion that might trigger. And if it's not an emotion that you want to experience, put it back and go and find something else instead that will trigger a much more positive emotion. Okay, we're looking to swap out negative emotions with positive emotions, but we can't do that until we're aware of what the emotions are, and that is what we're doing with this emotional eating journal. So again, I encourage you to give this a go. Happy to give you the template. Just drop me a line and try it for at least 2 weeks. And again, we're looking for that 80% consistency. Okay, and when you can do it with 80% consistency and you're really starting to get to know yourself, that's when you can really start making conscious, positive change for the better. And here's a really good example of this awareness that you develop in practice.
Hi folks, I've just wanted to quickly run through another advantage for only having minimally processed foods that are sort of kind of the raw ingredients for your planned foods. Because I've had a lovely breakfast today. I've actually been out for lunch, so I'm not hungry. I've done the shopping without any accidents. So because I'm not hungry, I've just done a posing class, and I've kind of got the munchies. But because there's nothing that could tempt me in the fridge, I can't be bothered to make a salad. I've got some chicken ready made up, I've got some kitchery made up, but I can't be bothered to cook. So I'm just going to have a coffee, because really, although I've got the munchies and I want to eat something, I'm not hungry, and there's nothing really that I feel like grabbing. I mean, as nice as those cherries are, they don't even tempt me right now, because, like I say, I'm actually not hungry. I'm just bored eating. So this is another really huge advantage for only having the foods in your fridge or pantry that you've planned for.
So there you have it. You can see, because I'm aware of all of my emotions around food, I caught myself and understood that I was actually only trying to eat because I was bored. So I did something else instead. I just had the coffee, and then I went and found something else to do. And this is the stage that you will get to if you practice this.